Get her out of here, man.
Please.
Where to?
Because I love you. I did it because I love you. Don't you understand?
I'm going live right now to avoid listening to the rest of Photon's show. When I tapped out so far tonight, he called me a hoe. He called me trifling. He laughed at me. I felt this coming a few days ago. I felt this coming. People are going to want to hear my take on this. And I'm not going to listen to any of the rest of that broadcast. Because I can't take it. And I try to think rationally or whatever, why should I believe that he's about to embarrass me or reject me or something? I felt it coming. And I guess it's my turn now. And like I said, I'm not as stupid or as crazy as people think I am. I felt this coming. And of course, I knew from the very beginning I was taking a huge risk.
I don't understand. Are you trying to say you don't love me anymore? Dave, there are lots of ways of saying things that have nothing to do with words.
It's funny you read it that way.
It's that other bitch, isn't it?
What are you talking about?
The picture in the silver frame in your dresser.
Look, that picture's got nothing to do with you.
What does have to do with me?
So long.
What am I supposed to do? Sit here all dressed up in my little horse suit waiting for my lord and master to call?
Nobody asked you to wait for it.
You're not jumping me, Buster.
Get off my back.
Get off your back. That's where you've been keeping me, isn't it? You're nothing. You're not even good in bed. I just felt sorry for you, that's all. Bastard! You poor, pathetic bastard! Well, isn't this cozy?
Friend of yours?
Just another trick, honey.
That's enough.
Is that your idea of a dish? My God, she's a little old for you, isn't she? What is this, Be Kind to Senior Citizens Week?
Get out of here.
It's not that I mind you being a bastard, but do you have to be such a tasteless bastard? Stop it, you son of a bitch! She could get laid in a lumber camp! Stop it, you son of a bitch! Don't leave me! Don't leave me! She's nothing! 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 I love you.
Get her out of here, man.
Please.
Where to?
Because I love you. I did it because I love you. Don't you understand? I love you.
Where to, mister? Move!
It's because I love you. Please.
What in the...
Is she a house cleaning lady, Garver?
Okay, boys, let's take her out. Watch your step.
It's gonna cost you double to clean up this mess.
I knew from the very beginning I was taking a huge risk hitting on Photon the way that I did. But it was fun to me. You know? It's kind of the point of being at the time anonymous on the internet is you could do and say things you wouldn't normally have the opportunity to do. And then when I found out that Photon was also celibate, that made me interested in him in real life. That's one of the things I find really attractive in a man is when they're not whorish. And I believed him. Although he said several times that he never really believed that I was celibate. He said that to me several times. And I remember feeling because I'm celibate, I felt like I could tell that he was telling the truth about being celibate too. The way he talked about sex and being the way he felt, the loneliness, the whole thing that goes along with it. When we talked privately, I always believed him. But I don't think that he ever believed me. And I do believe that Photon liked me. I think he did. And, I made a conscious choice to flirt with him in public because I think the norm is really people normally sneaking around and talking, behind closed doors, and like people were trying to tell us all this should be private. And the thing is, I don't sneak around like that. I certainly don't normally go around like saying some of the other things I've said, but I don't I wouldn't want to be in a situation where I'm having this clandestine flirty relationship with somebody that's not claiming me, even as a flirt. I just don't do I don't do side chick, you know? So it was always a risk. I don't think that Photon really knows anything about me that could be but so terribly embarrassing. And I know there are some people who will probably want to, try to harm me in some type of way for my unpopular opinions. Um, you know, um, so yeah, Photon, because I've expressed a sexual interest in him, any insult that he delivers me is going to be devastating to me and my feelings and my reputation. Ever since I first hit on him, I put my trust in him. And I told him that, like, you can kind of destroy me if you reject me in a cold-hearted way. I couldn't recover from that. So that's, like I said, though, I don't think I'm that special. And so do I regret it? I mean, it was fun flirting with Photon. I do find him really attractive. There are certainly, I don't like some of the things he did. Like, I know he's kind of a troll and part of it is a show. And, I'm not ashamed to be attracted to a man or any of those things, But this is, I guess what's happening now is that worst case scenario where he just wants to say every mean and hurtful thing he can, But, I know that I'm not a hoe. Some of my behavior might have been trifling. I can't deny that. I wouldn't deny that. It's hurtful that I have to find out that he thinks it's trifling weeks later in front of an audience. Because I would have stopped doing it if he told me to. And I asked him if I could. And he had told me that it's okay for us to like just fantasize about each other, which is what I saw it for, I knew that if he actually wanted to be with me, we would have actually hooked up by now. So I thought we were just having fun and flirting. And I hoped that I felt like it could definitely be perceived that he was using me for views. But if I'm crushing on a man, I don't actually mind being useful to him, if he wants a co-host or he wants to grow his channel. Because I like him, it was a pleasure for me to be helpful to him, especially since I found it entertaining. So it's not that I'm stupid. It's definitely not that I purposely wanted to get my feelings hurt. I know he's kind of a weirdo and a little crazy, but he's not boring and he makes me laugh. And in his own way, I thought he was really honest. So yeah, I was genuinely attracted to him. And if he didn't like me back, I wish he would have told me weeks ago or told me privately instead of letting me go on and on and on. I mean, because while I didn't think that he was actually really interested in me like that, I didn't think that I thought it was still flirty and cute between us. Like, I thought we liked each other to some degree. I didn't think that he would let me carry on for weeks, only to tell me at the end that he basically thinks I'm a trifling hoe. So, yeah, sexual liberation has its risks. There are definitely going to be people who have a field day with calling me out for being sexually provocative. You know, when it comes to the point where the guy who you were expressing an interest in allowed you to carry on for weeks only to turn around and shame you for it. That I could see why people would argue it's not worth it for women to ever be sexually provocative. I'm pretty good at beating up on myself sometimes, but I'm going to try my best not to beat up on myself for that, because I know I didn't really do anything wrong, you know. He claims to be single like I'm single and celibate like I'm celibate, and he pretended to be okay with the way I was like flirting with him. And now, you know, he's the man, so he gets to enjoy all that flirting, all that attention, all that clout I purposely gave him for being this guy who was kind of fought over, which I thought was like a fun game. I didn't mind. Like, I still don't care if he got clout off that or views or whatever. Like, what do I care? I enjoyed the attention. I had fun with it just like he did. But the whole getting called nasty names at the end of it, I could definitely do without that part, because I didn't even sleep with him. I didn't even do anything but talk provocatively. And yeah, I guess, yeah, this is what can happen, you know. Now he's mad I'm an atheist when I was an atheist before I ever started talking about fucking him. And I know people like spot like to make fun when women get their feelings hurt and they cry. You shouldn't be sensitive. But yeah, the things Photon is saying about me right now on his show really hurt my fucking feelings. And I'm not even gonna I don't even want to hear it. I heard enough. Let me see if it's over yet. Is his shit over? Because I was thinking about just deleting this YouTube channel again, because I have ended up commenting, you know, when people from the sector go to Photon's chat. I've responded to you know, 2 different instances of people in his chat. And right now, I don't even know if he feels like I should still be listening to him after he called me all those names. I would have listened to him about a lot of things, but I can't listen to that. I know I don't deserve that. It's a song, like, it takes a fool. And that was the other thing about Photon. That's why I can't beat myself up that much, because, hold on. Like, by him not living close to me, and I don't know what his financial situation is, but, you know, I know it is probably not, you know. And without having those conversations in public, or it's like without making myself vulnerable at all, I really will have no way of knowing if he really cares for me. So like I said, I haven't told him any of my deeply personal information. As far as I know, he doesn't know like where I live or anything that anybody else couldn't figure out by just, trying to find me. All he can really do is make me look foolish for having trusted him and having been sexually provocative. And it's like the people who already don't hate women who are sexually provocative are not going to blame me for the way that he's talking about me right now. But the women and the men who are already outraged that I talked about, sorry about that. My one phone had died. That I was using to chat. Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay live as long as he's live. I don't want to be tempted to listen to all that angry talk about myself. Um, you know, without, even though Photon is like publicly humiliating me right now, like I said, without being able to use, like, without him living close to me, without me trusting him at least a little bit, there would be no way for me to know if he really cared for me. So people who would already didn't like me are certainly going to enjoy seeing me be humiliated in this way. And I think that I've known this moment was coming ever since he went off like on Scarlett like that, because if he could talk about Scarlett like that after all that time being friends, and she's been like playing hard to get the whole time. He hasn't never got to get no rhythm from Scarlett. She lived around the corner from this nigga and never gave him the time of day. So if he could talk about her like that, I knew my time was coming, and I've been really anxious about the whole situation ever since then, I don't think I have that side chick mentality where, I think I'm a great woman. I think that I have a lot to offer, but I never had that like side chick mentality that I was so much better than the next woman in that type of way. Like if a nigga would dog his wife out, he'd dog you out. Like I ain't never been that conceited. So me hearing Photon cuss out Scarlett, this girl that's been, quietly his fan, his loyal fan for all that time, and she took it. She was okay with it. In her own way, I guess she does like him more than me. Even though, like I said, they live around the corner from each other and never met or even cammed up. So yeah, it's 100% true. I was actually literally attracted to Photon. Like everything I said about him was true. you know, and I did say it in public to be provocative, but also just to make sure, like, you know, I don't really, all that little clandestine flirting and sneaking around and calling each other and not letting nobody know. I don't really know how to function in those. I don't really know what that's all about. Like, either we fucking or we not fucking. I'm not about to be no secret nothing, you know. I don't do that. I don't creep around. I don't creep around. And I mean, the other thing is, you know, like I said before, I would rather be single because, you know, I am sensitive. You know, I think my situation is like, I don't think I'm a weak person because I think I'm strong enough to figure out a system to work for me. You know, I'm strong enough, like, not to give up, where a lot of people with my same challenges wouldn't think they were capable of things. I'd be like, I could figure this out. I could still, you know. So I know I'm a strong person and I'm persistent, but I'm also fragile. You know, I am fragile. I could never be a hoe because I'll be crying over the littlest things. Like, I'm very, you know, the things that Photon is saying about me right now are breaking my heart. So I can't, like, emotionally, I couldn't be slutty if I wanted to. My feelings are really hurt right now, you know? No woman would want to hear a man talk about them like that after that man had been, like, accepting her attention and everything for weeks and weeks on end. If you're a woman and that wouldn't hurt your feelings, you know, you more neurotypical than me because I'm gonna be crying all night. Like, real talk, I think that's part of the reason I've been having difficulty breathing. Cause I've been so anxious, just kind of expecting him to either, you know, reject me in some type of way. And I was begging him behind the scenes, like, what's going on? Like, we've been having this open line of communication, and all of a sudden, like, I feel like it's something bothering you. And you know how that is, ladies, when you know you feel something off and a nigga gaslighting you, like, no, why you know, it's nothing wrong. Why you know, and it's like, I'm pretty sure something feels different, you know? So he could have talked to me privately about what was ever bothering him. I would never do that to him. I'm not going to retaliate, you know. Although I'm a feminist, I think that the relationship between a man and a woman is sacred. Like, I believe in equal rights for women. That doesn't mean I enjoy women's company, or even most women, or even a lot of women, you know. I want women to have equal opportunities to men. That is what feminism means. I mean, I could be a feminist and just not like people in general, just be misanthropic. The same with communism. Yeah, I hated that. Photon said I'm not a real communist. Like, number one, I live in a capitalist country. So all of this is ideological. But yeah, my way of seeing the world ideologically, I believe in cooperation above competition. I think that if we don't abolish capitalism, it's going to destroy the air, the water, and the land. I am a communist. I am an atheist. You know, and I know these things are true about me, and I know that I'm a good person. I know that Photon is talking about me like a dog right now, and I know I don't deserve that. And my feelings are hurt. My heart is breaking to hear him talk about me like that. But I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I'm no better than Scarlett. If he would do that to Scarlett, he would do it to me. And shit like that, I be knowing shit like that deep down in my heart. I know that. And he probably doesn't even, I don't know if he doesn't hate me. I think that he means the things that he's saying right now. And maybe he's not even trying to break my heart. It's occurring to him as he speaks, the disdain that he apparently has for me. You know, maybe I'm going to choose to look at it like that. Because in my heart, I don't believe that he would, I don't want to believe that he would premeditate that. You know, if he suddenly finds me morally disgusting, it would be hard for me to feel like, I don't know, you know. When it comes to my physical beauty, I'm not insecure about that. Him laughing at my face, like I don't know what that was all about, but I honestly feel like, and I mean, I don't care. I'm gonna just say how I feel. If a nigga thinks I'm not pretty enough to fuck, he's probably gay. Is how I feel. You know, that's how I feel. I'm not the most beautiful woman that ever lived, but I'm a beautiful woman. Like that's not. I know that. It's never a day I go outside my house I don't get told that I'm beautiful, even when my hair is nappy. So, and I mean, besides that, if nobody in the whole world ever said that, so just him even trying to attack me in that way is just confusing to me. Like he said, he'd be on his mental drunkenness. I think, like, as I sit here and think about it, I think he probably believes all the things he's saying right now. You know, I don't think he's lying. You know? And he had used the word trifling before, and trifling does mean petty and small and, you know, unserious, uncouth. Like it is trifling. But I was, you know, yeah, it is. I wouldn't say it's not. It is. It is. But I mean, it's a time and a place for everything. It's a time and a place for everything. And some people wouldn't have it that way. You know, there's some people who might think that talking about sex not only disqualifies me as a morally righteous woman, but that I shouldn't be allowed to like do all types of professions or whatever because I talked about sex. And I reject all of that. I reject all of that. Let me see if he's still going live. He might be live for a long time. I think I might have talked myself enough to where I'm not tempted to listen to any more of his angry chatter. I dropped the link. People probably just in the clouds, like, you know, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? This is bad, though. This is bad. Nah, I'm still tempted to go over there and listen. Let me quit lying. Let me quit lying. I wish somebody would tap in. Let's see. What else can I talk about? I don't know. I had said something privately to Photon that was real nasty a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to repeat it. He might be telling it to the sector right now. But it was real. It was really mean-spirited. You know, it was really mean-spirited. And he probably never really forgave me for that. You know, it wasn't even true, but I was really mad because I was telling him something hurt my feelings and he was taking it for a joke. Like, I think a lot of times I would be telling him about how I feel and he would just be like, oh, that's cute. You know? And I would be like upset. So I was trying to, I don't know what I was trying to do. You know, maybe that's why he's been mad at me. A hoe though? That's definitely not true. It's a difference between being a freak and a hoe. Respectfully. Respectfully. You know. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I don't sleep with people unless they get a whole STD panel. I mean, I've had sex before with a condom with people, but if you want to like really, really have sex, you gotta get tested. So Scarlett had wished that me and Photon would both get AIDS and die when she was in her feelings. I'm not your reckless ass. I don't put myself at danger for getting HIV. Yeah, I would never, not for no dick, would I risk my life. Yeah, life goes on. So this is why celibacy is such a better option. You know, and Photon is humiliating me and talking about me, saying really nasty things, you know, judging me, you know. Maybe he didn't like the shit I was saying about let me see a transcript. I noticed that before, like he doesn't like when I act like him, right? He be judgmental as fuck. Whenever I get judgmental, he be feeling some type of way about it. I wish he would have talked to me about how he felt about whatever. But clearly, he don't want nothing to do with me no more. And this was certainly one way of accomplishing it, you know. And I always knew this could happen. I just thought that you know, I wish he would have told me sooner how he felt. Whatever. So yeah, what have I learned? Right? Probably not much. Would I do it again? Probably. Maybe not with the craziest guy though. Although, man, I really was attracted to him. I really was. Especially the fact that he's celibate. Like, I'm an atheist. I don't need to believe it's a boogeyman watching over me to stop me from doing irresponsible or harmful things. Photon said, I'm not a communist because I don't follow the I Ching. Well, neither did communism. So I don't know what the fuck that's supposed to mean. The Chinese people are largely atheist. One of the most atheistic nations in the world is a fucking fact. These are facts. Yeah. There's still some people in here. He's still going off. Maybe I should tap in for just a second. I'm tempted. But no, it's just going to hurt me. And that's the thing about leaving the sector. I haven't tapped into anybody's shows. The only thing I've been knowing on that's going on in that sector is when people come floating into Photon's chat. So I guess maybe that's where I was deluding myself, that I could leave the sector and still fuck with Photon. Although I was thinking I could have the best of both worlds, just not be sitting there trying to politic with all them you know, all them people that's always got all that drama going around them. Just go over there, you know, enjoy Photon's show, and whoever float in. Someone let me see a transcript came floating in over there trying to push that narrative all out the clear blue sky, like she was trying to do me a favor with what she did, ambushing me. You know, I felt compelled to say something. And yeah, maybe that's it. I don't think Photon liked that side of my personality. So maybe that's why he's saying all these terrible things, you know, about me. I don't know. Oh, I'm still tempted to go over there. No, I can't. I shouldn't. Because he already rejected me. He said he doesn't want me. Nothing else he says after that really matters. And I mean, you know, if Photon, you know, Photon ain't the only nigga in the world, you know. I was definitely attracted to him, but it's not like my life wouldn't go on if we stopped flirting with each other. But then why he have to end it like this, But again, I knew this was coming after he went off on Scarlett like that. I'm surprised that she tolerates that off of him, because that was too much for me. That was too much. Yeah, he flat out said he didn't want me. Which, that's not what he had been saying. But I mean, if you don't want me, okay, okay. I think if I try my hardest, you know, I might be able to find somebody who finds me attractive and would like to get to know me in that way if it's not Photon. So maybe it was calculated, because he does, like, he's a I believe that he's celibate. And maybe he doesn't want a woman that's just celibate too. He wants a woman that's chaste, and that's just not how I felt like flirting with him. Right? It's just not. I felt like talking nasty. So yeah, I mean, I guess if I try my hardest, I might be able to find somebody who would put up with that. But getting called a hoe. I would I would wager my experiences against anybody else's to call me that a name like that. That's not true. That's not true. I mean, now I am the type of woman, I know what I like, once I'm interested in a man, I don't play no games, about what I want and how I want it. But I get that's true. You don't get to be that type of woman without ever having your name run through the mud. You don't get to. It's a price. It's a price to be paid. And I guess I'm okay with paying the price. I'm okay with that. I don't have no choice, do I? I feel like I could already breathe a little better though, because it's true. I was getting like I was so at ease, over Photon suddenly not talking to me or whatever, that it was affecting my breathing. Like I already now that the worst case scenario is happening, I guess at least I don't have to worry about it anymore. So I didn't have any other way of knowing. I didn't have no way of knowing whether or not he was really into me or not without making myself vulnerable. It's no way for me to know unless I gave him just a little bit to know about me and see what he did with it. Right? And so, yeah, mystery solved. Photon doesn't like me like that. I mean, I'd rather know now than after months and months of secretly cupcaking with a nigga that he really wasn't into me. The sooner I could figure that out, the better. And I did, I was confused by some things about him. So yeah, moving on from that. I mean, it's hard to be but so sad over a nigga I never fucked. But yeah, I guess that's one good thing about crying. It helps you kind of, for me anyway. I'll be crying for a few minutes, and then a lot of times I'll be feeling a little better. I mean, what's the consequence? Some bitches that already didn't like me are gonna be like, yeah, you were thirsty. You wanted to fuck a man. Oh, the horror, you know? You let the world know it's a man you wanted to fuck. You know? So yeah, I'm guilty. Busted. You bitches got me. I like dick. You know? I'm a feminist, but I'm not a lesbian. I'm into men. You know? And if not Photon, I'm in the mood for the company of a man at some time in the near future. Yeah. I can't be on here. It's 8 o'clock. I'm going to get my hair braided tomorrow. I'm sure the internet will be happy to know.